From concept
to construction, and now becoming reality.
It's been a long road, literally and figuratively.
the KC Streetcar's Main Street Extension is gearing up to welcome its first passengers.
Everybody's excited. It's like Christmas around here.
For months, KSHB 41 has taken you guys behind the scenes.
You know, you got your bells, you got your whistles, and then you got your turn signals, and you know, just everything.
This is a real-time data feed for us.
Giving you a front row seat
Nice to see some accessibility to get around town.
to the future of transportation here in Kansas City.
It's hard to believe it's here.
It's gonna be something new, but I think new is good for the city.
So come aboard as we cross the finish line.
And this is going down in the history books.
On track with KC.
Come be a part of history.
Thanks for joining us as we mark a major milestone in Kansas City history. I'm Olivia Acree.
And I'm Danielle Leone. For months, our KSHB 41 team has been working around the clock to answer your questions and ensure that your voice is heard.
I'm Charlie Keegan. Over the next 30 minutes, we're going to explain everything you need to know about the KC Streetcar's Main Street Extension. We're going to start with just getting you caught up to speed on the basics.
It'll expand the streetcar from Union Station all the way down south.
What is the Main Street Extension? Construction broke ground in 2022. The extension adds 8 new stops, spread out over 3.5 miles. You can see on this map, the new line just extends the current route, taking it south of Union Station, ending at 51st and Brookside Boulevard. You don't have to get off one route and transfer to a new streetcar. How much does it cost? The price tag on construction was $350 million. You don't pay a fare to ride the streetcar, but you pay a special sales tax when you buy from retailers along the route. And nearby property owners pay a special assessment to cover streetcar operations.
It's enough to pay for fast, frequent, and free operations.
Why is there red paint on the streets along this extension? Red highlights transit-only lanes. This keeps the streetcar moving on time.
Solid red bars means no cars.
The KC Streetcar explained the concept in this video. On the extension, motorists are supposed to stay out of the streetcar lanes, except when making certain right-hand turns and parking.
Our goal is to see long-term slower speeds, to find a more attractive space for those who are looking to go through on foot, bicycle, any other forms.
Now that we've covered the basics, let's dive a little deeper into some of the questions we've heard most often from you, like who pays for the streetcar and where do I park? Hint, hint, UMKC might be the answer to that question. Here's what we found out.
Everything looks really good.
Hidden in refrigerator cases and shelves of retailers is the answer to our question. Who pays for the streetcar?
I have wondered that. I do wonder. I don't really know how that works.
You don't have to pay a fare or buy a ticket to ride the streetcar, but you do pay for it in a roundabout way.
It is free, which I love, but yeah, I'm not sure how Kansas City does that.
Here's how it works. Shoppers and property owners pay for it, and they may not even know it. In 2012, the city created a Transportation Development District, or TDD. The people in the borders of this map voted to impose a special assessment on properties and an extra sales tax on retailers within that dotted line, basically within a third of a mile of the tracks.
It's enough to pay for fast, frequent, and free operations.
David Johnson is one of 7 board members overseeing the district's money. He says this approach will allow the streetcar to keep the Main Street Extension free to ride as well.
And so successful that we've been able to put the excess money back into the system.
The extension is on budget. A federal grant is paying for about half of the $350 million project.
We are proud to be your federal partners.
Through the TDD, property owners and shoppers like Mandy Ruport will pay the rest over the next several years.
Those stores are benefiting by people getting on and off of the streetcar. Even when I lived in River Market, I was benefiting by getting to use the free service all the time to bring me to all those stores and restaurants and bars.
The next time you buy octopus or an empanada, you're paying to keep the streetcar on the tracks.
It almost sounds counterintuitive, right? Drive somewhere to then ride the streetcar? Maybe some of you are thinking you can park way down south, then ride the streetcar to events downtown. So where do you park? The new last stop, this UMKC stop, is your best bet because of this parking garage. UMKC set aside about 160 parking spaces just for streetcar riders. A lot of them are in this garage. The university is charging $1.25 per hour. Right next to the plaza stop, there's this parking lot. It's got about 40 spots. Let me park this email I got from the city. It says there will eventually be pricing for this lot, but rates haven't been determined yet. Wait, what about parking on the plaza? I'm a really fast walker. It took me 3 minutes, 47 seconds to get to this parking garage, which is just across from Jack Stack and probably the closest to the plaza streetcar stop. You might think I'll be real slick. I'll find an on-street parking spot in the residential neighborhood just off the streetcar line.
Neighbors are concerned about what that's going to look like.
That was Nadja Carpolo from the Old Hyde Park Historic District. She told me she's kind of in wait-and-see mode to find out how the streetcar line affects parking on her block. Kansas City says there are 40,000 parking spots in downtown, if you can scout them all out. Don't forget this hack. The lots near 7th and Main are free on the weekend, which is right next to the original streetcar line's North Loop stop. Those are your parking hacks, my friends. I'm Charlie Keegan, KSHB 41 News.
Whether you ride the streetcar or not, you will notice the changes, and drivers need to be aware of these transit-only lanes exclusive to the Main Street Extension and how to navigate around them. So here's a look at how it all works.
Main Street south of Union Station is rocking a new look. You see red, think transit-only lanes, which means unless you're a bus or a streetcar, you cannot drive here.
I think it's going to take people, especially who aren't in this area, haven't seen all the construction and haven't followed all the information. It's going to be interesting.
It's just confusing now because it's new and it's something that we haven't had in the city.
Transit-only lanes make up 60% of the extension, marked by a combination of curbs, medians, solid red bars, and white and red lane lines. Signs are also posted along transit-only zones.
When we have a streetcar full of 150 people, we do want to put some prioritization of moving people over vehicles.
You can still turn on intersections along Main Street, on-street parking, or turn on a business driveway. Just look for the red piano keys with dashed lane lines where lanes change to transition zones.
I think it will take drivers and people a little bit time to get used to it, but I think once they actually get it down tack, I think they'll get normalized to it, but for right now, I think it's going to be a little hectic.
Over the past couple of weeks, we've caught drivers failing to stop at limit lines, hitting cement curbs along transit-only zones, and nearly hitting people walking nearby.
You're paying attention, you're going to be okay.
Daniela Leon, KSHB 41 News.
Businesses along the streetcar route are hoping the new extension brings new customers. I'll show you how they're taking advantage.
And I'll take you inside the streetcar's new Operations Control Center. You'll meet the people who are making sure everything's running smoothly and on time. That's coming up.
Have you ever wanted to try out a new brunch spot or check out a new store, but didn't want to deal with the traffic or parking? Well, businesses on the new Main Street line are hoping that easier transportation brings customers in, and some of them have some pretty unique ways they're trying to do that. It's been a long road for everyone involved with the making of the streetcar's Main Street Extension. From the KC Streetcar Authority,
The light is at the end of the tunnel.
to riders,
It'll be really nice and convenient.
to businesses who've been waiting for the construction to clear.
A full 3 years. It was transitional on every corner. We were always so excited for this moment this week.
That moment is finally here. The Main Street Extension is ready to roll, and Anna and Matthew at Ragazza are ready to roll with it.
We're lucky enough to be on a corner with a stop right on our corner, which not many businesses, especially restaurants, can say. So we're really curious what that will look like.
The restaurant is just off the Southmoreland stop. They're cashing in on opening day with a Ragazza ride.
We're going to open at 11 for a special event.
Ragazza's sister restaurant, Enzo, is in the River Market, so they're no stranger to the streetcar.
I think it's really special for us to get to be involved with.
All down the line, businesses are cashing in with streetcar specials. At Main Street Tavern, they'll welcome riders with free coffee and donuts.
Just having something fun for everybody that wants to come out and celebrate.
Streetcar director Tom Garand has big plans for the entire weekend.
We're past the hard part, we're now to the payoff.
At 10 a.m. Friday, a public ceremony with the first riders hopping on board right after, plus a community celebration later that night, and another on Saturday.
This is going down in the history books. and come be a part of history.
Scan the QR code on your screen to see the full list of events and specials to roll out the Main Street Extension. In Kansas City, Olivia Acree, KSHB 41 News.
So the sign says service opening October 24th, and there's a lot of technology and a whole team behind making sure the streetcar runs smoothly so you don't have to worry about any of the logistics. I got to behind the scenes look at their new Operations Control Center.
Live camera feeds, infinite amounts of data, real-time locations of each streetcar.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Lauren Cruddy can see it all. Welcome inside the Kansas City Streetcar's first ever Operations Control Center. A supervisor now monitors these feeds anytime a streetcar is running.
This gives us just a way more efficient response.
In the middle of our interview, we noticed something.
Well, show us what's happening right here on the screen right now.
So right now we have some temporary traffic control.
Cars backed up at 31st and Main, blocking the streetcar temporarily.
If needed, he could direct how we're gonna, we call it a reblock, and he would manage all of that from here.
Most passengers won't even think about this, but this allows us to operate a more efficient and seamless system for them.
One of the first benefits passengers will notice from this Operations Control Center is improved messaging on video boards like this one at each platform.
We have sat here a couple times and just been waiting for it for a while.
Jake and Jonah love the streetcar. They applaud any tool to help keep the system running on time.
It takes us to the grocery store, takes me to work, takes me home, pretty much everything I need.
And everything Cruddy needs is now at her fingertips.
So that's a look at modern day streetcar operations. But coming up, I want to take you back in time to the late 1800s and the debut of the first electric streetcar right here in Kansas City.
And after that history lesson, how does the streetcar get its unique looks? I'll walk you through the entire process and of course a look at the artwork.
You may not know it, but we're not the first Kansas Cityans to hop off a platform like this and onto a streetcar. Kansas City got its first electric streetcar back in the 1890s. So I went on a little field trip to find out more about our history.
It illustrates the need for transportation at this time. This is about 1885 or so.
Senior librarian Michael Wells said horse-drawn carriages were essentially the first streetcar. Next, cable cars took hold in the late 1800s.
Electric streetcars come to Kansas City in 1890.
Ridership peaked in 1922. Streetcars kept running until 1957. Old maps show an extensive network of streetcar, trolley, and motor bus lines, all intersecting.
You know, you could start over here in Kansas City, Kansas, and you could take streetcars, you know, out into the then extreme southeast corner of the city, all the way out to a place like Swope Park.
An ever-expanding city and cars ultimately led to the decline of the streetcar, illustrated well in this photo.
The modern automobile kind of zooming past, and it's a little bit of a blur.
Wells said Kansas Cityans have always had a fascination for transportation. He's eager to see the modern streetcar's Main Street Extension open later this year.
I do think that there's a chance that we could see, you know, a more extensive system certainly than we have seen today.
And he'll be ready to document historical moments along the way. In Kansas City, Charlie Keegan, KSHB 41 News.
Every now and then, the Kansas City streetcar is rocking a new look, highlighting the absolute best of KC, from Boulevardia, the Chiefs, Sporting KC, and of course, the Kansas City Current. But it takes a lot to look, well, street-worthy, so here's a look at the entire process.
A detailed and precise operation that's months in the making and takes days to perfectly execute by an entire team.
We have a very unique model on how we wrap streetcars, and we've learned a lot over the years.
Once the streetcar is squeaky clean, the vinyl, which takes weeks to print out, is rolled out, and it's up to this team to solve the puzzle, using different types of vinyl so when riders step inside the streetcar, they have a clear view of the City of Fountains.
It's a very precise art form. It takes sometimes some blowtorches to make sure everything just seals correctly.
Their latest wrap, a nod to KC Baby, designed by KC Current players whose names and passion for KC are proudly displayed inside and outside the streetcar.
We always want them to be proud to see their image, so yes, they're part of the process saying, yeah, I love my image, I love how this looks, we love how this is coming together.
But not everyone can be part of this unique moving billboard.
We have these guidelines of who's eligible for a wrap. It's not going to be like a lawyer ad on a streetcar, but it's something that people get excited about.
The extension of the streetcar's ongoing partnership with the Kansas City Current will be here for years to come and ready to greet World Cup crowds.
We hope that fans who come in for the World Cup take a time to get to know our players, to get to know our club and our super soccer fans, and really come into the KC Current ecosystem.
Leaving the door wide open for creativity.
In 2026, when we have some new folks coming into town for the FIFA World Cup, we're hopefully going to see some new designs on the streetcar for that.
Daniela Leone, KSHB 41 News.
Believe it or not, the streetcar came in under budget. So what does the city want to do with that extra money? I'll break it down.
And the line doesn't end here. I've got an update on the streetcar's riverfront extension coming up.
The Main Street extension will finish under budget, which means there's money left over. So where does that money go? Here's what I found out.
Brand new streetcar extension opening up on time and again under budget.
Councilman Eric Bunch says money left over from the $350 million extension still has to go to streetcar related projects. The city's plan is to enhance your experience on the Main Street extension.
It's really important that you holistically look at the entire corridor and not just build rails.
The list includes sprucing up this parking lot, improving sidewalks and crosswalks, adding medians along Main Street, making repairs to this bridge near Union Station, and updating signage along the route.
Council may be aware there's been recent litigation activity.
At a city council meeting this month, the mayor referenced a lawsuit several construction employees filed against the company building the extension. The civil lawsuit alleges racial discrimination and harassment. After deliberating for weeks, the city did contract the construction company to finish these enhancements.
We don't ever want to put any person in a position of feeling like they are being mistreated or even threatened because of for any reason.
The lawsuit won't delay the extension from opening October 24th on time.
As a note, I did reach out to the construction company named in that lawsuit, and I haven't heard back. You can read the full lawsuit on our website, kshb.com.
Looking ahead, the riverfront extension is about 92% complete, and riders I talked to are excited to see the city become even more connected.
It's a short stretch of track, just under a mile, but the riverfront extension is bringing KC's streetcar system closer to new ground.
In Kansas City's history, we've never seen a streetcar actually go to the riverfront. And the work we did last week also allows our wires to now be continuously connected.
Connected all the way from UMKC to the Berkeley riverfront.
We're in the home stretch of it. So we have about 2 months left, and then we're going to start systems integrated testing.
That's what you've seen on the Main Street extension over the past few months. It's the way crews look at how the streetcar rolls on the track, connects with the wires above, and meets you at the platforms. For riverfront neighbors like Brian Mosier, this means an easier connection to the rest of KC.
It's kind of inconvenient at the moment. It'll be right here accessible for me and everybody else that lives up here.
And a way for people to see Mosier and Tracy White's part of it.
It's very vibrant, and I'm excited that people will have an opportunity to come down here and experience all the things that are going on without having to worry about the driving.
There's lots of things happening. There's also connectivity issues. There's really only, a few ways in and out.
To connect the riverfront, the city is also building a bike and pedestrian bridge right next to the streetcar line.
It's more than just streetcar and buses and cars, but it's also our pedestrians and our cyclists. It's how does everybody get around and access the riverfront?
You can scan the QR code on your screen to see all of our On Track with KC stories.
And we'd love to hear your story ideas. You can actually email any of us through a link that you can find on any story we've done related to the streetcar on kshb.com.
And we hope you continue to ride along with us as we track the progress of the streetcar. Thanks for joining us on this very special edition of On Track with KC.